This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. We are back on a job today. This is the job where we put this, where I fell in the septic tank that was right here. And we filled it in, and guess what happened? You're not gonna believe this. The homeowner called me back. There is another septic tank over here. And the daughter found this one. I guess she was running around and came back and said, "Dad, there's a big hole in the ground." So let me see if I can get you in there. So they're not really sure why they had two tanks. This, I think, was an addition here, so it's possible that this tank was added when the addition was done, but we're going to be filling this in today. And the other thing, since we're here, they want us to replace their corrugated system here with PVC. So you can see we've got some corrugated pipe catching the gutters here, and those are clogged up and not flowing anymore. So we're going to take these front gutters and take them down to the creek down here. So that's what we're working on today. All right, Jeremy, coming at you. You got it? Yep. You got a little bit of a kink right here. All right, so the first thing we're doing here is getting the tank pumped out. This is full of rainwater. I think that's probably fine. As long as it stays out of our work area, we'll be fine. It's just rainwater. All right, so the first thing we're doing here is getting this tank pumped out. It's all full of rainwater. The other thing we did in this job is we brought up this grade here. There was a bunch of roots and stuff exposed. We brought a bunch of dirt in. That's the whole reason I fell in the tank. And we did the same thing back here. We fixed this grade, restored it pretty good. So yeah, we're back out here. I just talked to the homeowner, and we're going to add in this downspout over here. So this one was also connected with the corrugated. Right here. So this one's going to go around the front like it did with the corrugated. Looks like we're going to have enough fall, doesn't it?
If we raise it up.
Okay, good deal. Sometimes you got to go high to find fall, right?
Yep.
The first thing I want to do here is get this opened up. So I've got my mini excavator here, the small one. So I'm going to see if I can punch this down and get it opened up. One shot. I found the edge of the tank on this side. Now let's see how far it goes back under there. Okay, I got everything exposed. So now all we have to do is fill it with dirt and pack it in really well. So I brought the mini Bobcat, which is way out right there, and a dump truck full of dirt. I didn't want to back across his yard because I figured it'd be easier than trying to fix all the ruts. Plus, it's springtime now, and so his yard's starting to look good again. So that's what we're working on, and the guys are going full bore on the drainage system. Okay, so what I need to do here is I need to get this dirt into the bucket. So let me show you how I'm going to do that.
live gas. You got to call the gas company. Get that turned off. Why is that running black line?
I don't know.
I thought I plugged it over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grab a pair of scissors, channel lock. All right, this is a private gas line that we hit going to that gas lamp. So I thought that was an electric lamp and wasn't even worried about it. So the gas company is here. They got here within, I would say, 10 minutes of calling. So we're gonna see what happens. Okay, this house is like the most unlucky one for me. So we hit a gas line right here, and this is feeding that street, that little light right there. That's a gas light. And so if I had looked at this meter a little bit closer, this is the main cutoff right here, coming from the city, or from the street. This is going into the house, but this right here is a dead giveaway that there's something out in the yard going through here. So right now we've got this turned off. So the gas to the house is still turned on, and then this valve is turned off. So just like before when I was here, if I had looked a little more closely, I would have seen that and known something was going on. Although I don't know that I've ever seen a gas porch light before. I have gotten to know one of the 811, and I think he's an inspector. And so when we hit this gas line, I called him. I said, what do you think I should do? He said, call it in. That way everything's covered, everything's official. So I called it in. Even though we turned the gas off right away, there wasn't really any immediate danger. They still sent several different people out to check on things. A few years ago, there were a couple of big explosions in North Carolina with gas. And so it's just kind of standard protocol now to just cover all the bases. So we got all that done, talked to a few different people who came out from the gas company, and we got a plan of action in place for replacing that plastic line. So really that plastic line, we're going to replace it with copper. So we got all that squared away. Luckily the inspector, I was able to call him and he gave me some good advice right over the phone. And then we're back at it here, getting this pipe and these gutters caught. All right, this is a private gas. All right, this was a fitting nightmare trying to get this all to work out, but luckily Ronald got it all done and we're heading on down the way. All right, we are just about finished with this job, so we're getting covered up and getting some seed and straw put out. So our gas line right here, that will get replaced. Talked to a couple of people from the gas company and they said, nah, it's such a short run that we weren't going to worry about trying to patch it. They're just going to replace it. So we'll be back over here, I guess, in a couple days to cover it back up once they're finished. We caught this back gutter here too. So the homeowner was very, very interested in getting this into PVC. So we should be good now. And then as far as an outfall goes, we're just dropping it right into the creek right here. So with this much fall coming down through here, that'll stay working really well compared to that corrugated that he had. So we'll be back over here to check on this in the rain. I'm back out here. It's been about 2.5 weeks, and I wanted to check on this system, see how it's doing. So we got a little bit of grass growing up in here. Hey!
You always give them that service
What's that?
to check.
Oh yeah, definitely. A couple times I've seen something wrong or whatever, but it's always nice to come out here and actually see it working.
I'm sure it's working fine.
You want to grab your umbrella?
I won't know.
Well, let's take a look. Man, it was pouring at my place. Oh yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah. You just wanted to come and take a video so we could finish the video.
That too. It's interesting, it surges like that because of the Ys.
Oh yeah.
And they all do that.
Well, I think you're good, my friend.
You think so?
I think so.
You starting to melt? This was definitely one of those jobs. On the first part of the job, back in the fall, I was backing across the driveway and I fell in his septic tank. So we had to fill that in for him. And then he called us back out there to fill the second one in. And I was hoping everything would go smoothly, and then we hit the gas line. So this was definitely a interesting day to be on the job. So as far as hindsight goes with that gas line, I guess I need to be looking at the gas meter a little bit closer. Jeremy had asked me about that light, and I thought the power was probably going straight to the house. It never even dawned on me that it might be a gas light. So now I'm going to be looking at gas meters a lot more closely, because where you saw that regulator going into the ground and a second valve, that's a dead giveaway that there's something else there. And if I had asked the homeowner, is there anything gas out here, he would have instantly said, yes, that light is gas. But he didn't mention it, and I didn't ask. So that was definitely a big mistake on my part. And so I did want to mention how I deal with mistakes. And so in this case, we made the mistake, we hit the gas line. So the first thing I like to do when I make a mistake is I like to regain control of the situation. So everybody stop what they're doing, just take a step back and say, okay, what's going on? Obviously, we don't know what's going on because we just made a mistake. So let's figure out what's going on. And so in this case, we got everybody safe, we got the gas turned off, and then I wasn't really sure what the proper procedure was. And so it was a private line. It wasn't like the main feed from the gas from the street or anything. And so I remembered that I had that 811 inspector's number. So I called him up and I told him what happened. We hit the private line. We got it turned off. I said, what do I need to do now? Is there anything I need to do? He said, call it in. And so I called it in, and the few gas people who came out, they deal with this stuff every day, and they came out, they were talking to me. That was very reassuring that there wasn't it wasn't a big deal, even though it felt like a big deal at the time. We hit a gas line. They told me, nah, it's not a big deal. You've got the gas turned off. Nobody got hurt, all that good stuff. And so then started to formulate a plan of action. So talked to the homeowner, and okay, he was fine. It's just a light. They're not too worried about it. And started talking about how are we going to get this fixed. And so that's one thing that I do when I make mistakes is I try to keep moving forward with the mistake. If you just dwell on it or try to pass the blame, it doesn't help anybody. And so now, of course, the last thing you want to do with mistakes is you want to learn from them. So now I'm going to be looking at gas meters a lot more closely. And this is the second gas line we've hit. The first one was an unmarked gas line that 811 didn't mark for us, and it was really, really shallow. It was going over top of a septic tank. So I've never hit an actual marked gas line before, but this one was a private one. And so I called in some more favors. We got the gas line replaced with a piece of copper. So that was kind of a better deal anyway. And we got it buried within our same trench. Got that. I think we got that the next day. So the homeowner was happy about that. And we got that back up and running for him. So the other thing I wanted to mention about mistakes is you all. And so it's kind of unexpected, but whenever I'm on the job and I make a big mistake like this, it is comforting to me to know that I get to share it with all of you. So I definitely appreciate you all watching. I definitely appreciate the comments and the suggestions and support that I've gotten over the about 2 years that I've been doing this channel. So I wanted to thank you all for that. So what do you all think of this job? Let me know in the comments. All right, thanks for watching.